Welcome to the Diminutive Soldier. My name is Eddie, and I got with me something pretty exciting today. This is Infinity, the Essentials Start Here box from Corvus Belli. If you're not familiar with Infinity, Infinity is a small-scale skirmish sci-fi war game that's been around for quite a while. To be honest, it's survived where many miniature war games haven't. And it's up there throwing punches every now and then with, the big boys. This is one of the big boys, I would say, is Infinity. Infinity is a wonderful, beautiful miniatures game. Corvus Belli makes some insane miniatures. And if you like a sci-fi theme with kind of an anime-esque feel to it, Infinity is one you definitely need to look into with the miniatures. They also have one called Warcrow, which is a fantasy range game, and the miniatures there are absolutely insane as well. Absolutely insane. But this is a start box. Two small forces for the JSA, which is a Japanese faction, and Pan-Oceania, two small forces. I'm going to do a complete unboxing of this, show you what comes in it, put the miniatures together. Let's go over the miniatures and go through it. But what's real cool is I'm giving this whole Essentials box away. So on October 15th, 2025, I'm picking a random person who has subscribed to my channel, liked this video, and commented below. Comment anything you want. You can talk about this game. You can talk about this beautiful wallpaper that's behind me in our dining room. As I'm waiting our game room to be completed, I'm getting a new gaming table. It's delayed with shipping. I'm so excited. Why am I now talking like Trump? To get it in. I'm pumped. Can't wait to get that in. And then finally have my permanent space to do my videos. That's to come. But sidetrack there. October 15th, 2025, picking a random person, subscribe, like, comment, and I will ship this to you. If you're in the continental United States, for free. If you're outside there, we'll talk about shipping and figure that part out. So that's all you got to do. I really appreciate all of you who has subscribed to my channel and continues to watch my videos. It's unbelievable. I got over 1,000 subscribers now. I can't thank you enough. I just do this for fun when I can. I'm sorry the videos are sporadic because it's when I can do it. It's just I'm a busy person in the real life. So let's get down. Let's crack this boy open, shall we? So as I stated, this is the Infinity Essentials Start Here box. It comes with 3 units for this faction called Pan-Oceania, and it comes with 3 miniatures for this faction, the JSA, it's Japanese. It comes with all this terrain too, the map, the cards for the units, tokens, dice, everything you need to get started. You can also scan this right now, so as you see, discover how to play. Go ahead and scan that bad boy. And I'm gonna pop it open and go through everything. I already have the rule book pulled out. Now this comes with a quick start rules. Now this is not by any means the full rule book. You can see how thin this little thing is right here. The full rules are free and available on Corvus Belli's website. They also have a probably the best army builder app out there for this game that's free on their website as well. To show you, I printed out the rules for the game. There you go. This is no fluff. If you want all the story and the fluff for the game, you got to buy the rule book. This is the full rule set. So it is a lot, can be pretty daunting. The game is on the, I would say, higher complexity level of a war game. For instance, they have another miniatures game called Warcrow, as I mentioned, which is their fantasy version. That one's an easier to grasp game. This one has a lot of keywords, a lot of specialty traits, et cetera, to get into. But that's where this comes into play. You get started here with this box. It teaches you the basics, and you can slowly build from there. And you can get as complicated as you want or not. You can actually play this game very uncomplicated, not complicated. And it comes with some of the fluff here. It takes place almost 200 years in the future. The human race is spread out amongst the stars. met some alien races, been at wars, and the human race is fighting with each other here and there for territory. And it comes with explaining the different factions. Pan-Oceania, they're the strongest faction in the human sphere, in the human races out there. They're the strongest one, the most technologically advanced. And that's one of the units. You get 3 of them here. Yuqing is pretty much mostly all of Asia. See, it's the Asian giant, and started with China. And they're, I think, the biggest competitor of Pan-Oceania out in the stars. The combined army, it's really all the alien races, all different alien races. Now, I don't know why they chose to pick someone who looks human in this picture. They got all kind of wild-looking alien, bug aliens, all kind of really cool, unbelievable miniatures. O12, which is like the UN. It's the, it's the basically police force. Think like Judge Dredd type people, I guess. Amazing miniatures, too. It's one of the newer factions. Ariadne, it's the Americans, the Russians, the French, Scottish, and their ship landed on some rustic planet, and they lost touch with all the other humans, and they're still kind of rustic, not as advanced as everyone else. Really cool faction, love their stuff, and they have werewolves, so, you know. Nomads, they kind of went out on their own on some massive ships, and they're still out on their own. Kind of weirdos. I don't know. Haklasam, it's the new Islam out there, and so you can play them. Aleph, very technological advancements, high advancements, AI advancements, all kind of stuff. And this is JSA, the Japanese, which is also 3 in this box. And this comes with your quick start rules in here, which we'll go through. Some advertisements, as you can see. And the quick start rules, there's Warcrow. That's their fantasy game I mentioned to you. I mean, just look at these miniatures for Warcrow. I know we're talking about Infinity. They have ridiculous miniatures, but these are also ridiculous miniatures. I wonder if they have some pictures of their Infinity miniatures in here. I don't see any. That's a shame. But they got them on the back. You can see their amazing paint schemes. There you go, check them out. All right, so let's pop this bad boy open. Let's see what we got in the box. So we got our miniatures. Your miniatures here they're metal, and they come in a few pieces. And so some of them you're gonna have to clean up a little bit, so you're gonna have to, let me pop this bag open. So here's this dude. And so you're gonna have to clean up, so you're gonna have to get some clippers, and you snip these ends off their feet, which I'll show you in a minute. And you're going to glue that on. You're going to glue his arms on. Here we go. Like so. Boom, boom. And so you're going to have some cleanup to do, because you're going to have to snip this off here, that extra piece of metal from the mold. And so there's some extra pieces of metal here and here. You're going to have to snip those off as well. Snip off, there's an extra piece of metal on the tip. So there's actually a good bit of, not mold lines, just extra mold, just flash, the metal flash, that you are going to have to do some cleanup for. So that was that guy in there. Here's one for the Japanese. It's a great face modeled on it. There's his arm. So it's just one piece you got to glue on there. Infinity is very well known for making highly detailed, really phenomenal miniatures. Pretty anime-esque based, I would say. That kind of theme, aesthetic, if you will. Okay, this guy comes with several pieces. You can see his hat right there. There's a couple of the backpacks, or some of them had backpacks. They came separate over here. And then those 2 basic infantry for the Pan-Oceania. Comes with their bases to glue them to. Boom. Comes with their D20s and their themes. So here's one for the JSA, you see. There's one with a pan symbol here. So it comes with 3 D20s for each. And then in here, you got their stat cards. Now, this is something that if you didn't know, you would be disappointed, is these stat cards only come in this starter set for these units. Normally, when you buy miniatures for this game, they do not come with the stat cards. I wish they did, because these stat cards are fantastic, because they not only show you great images of the miniatures, but I mean, just everything's on here. They're fantastic. They're double-sided. One side's in Spanish, it looks like, and the other side's in English. So each unit, Pan comes with these two guys. The Orc troops, comes with one Orc troop and 2 Fusiliers. And JSA comes with 1 Shikami, and 2 Keisatsu. I don't know how to pronounce these. Comes with 2 of those basic infantry. And it's really, it'd be hard, I think, for Infinity to make cards for every unit. I wish they would sell card packs, because you have so many choices in the full game of what weapons you want to bring for units, and you wouldn't have room for all of them on here. That's why the app is so good, because you can make your army. It's free, number one, but you can make your army on there, pick all your weapons. You can just print it out and it lists everything on there and all the weapon stats, everything you need. But these cards, I love to have cards to lay it on a table and reference really quick. I mean, I think it's quicker. I don't like looking through an app. I mean, you could print it out, like I said. But anyways, moving on. It has all your stats you need on here. For every activation you give a unit, you basically have 2 actions. And so for your first action, here's your movement. You can move them 4 inches. And now your second action, if you want to move again, you move another 4 inches, because they got light armor. Some units have heavier armor. Here you go, an example. First action, he can move 6 inches. If you want to move him for your second action, he can only move 2 more. So he can't run as fast. But these have 4/4 movement. It's your close combat, your ballistic skill. When you're shooting, you're trying to roll below this number. Your weapon, your armor, your vitality, your health. It has everything on here. And it has what weapons they have. So they have a combi rifle, which is like your basic gun in this world. And so here's a card. Yet again, it's Spanish one side, English the other. Here's a card with your weapon stats. So combi rifle here. When you shoot it, your burst. You roll 3 dice when you're shooting. And this is your range here. So the farther the range, the worse you get to shoot. So like I said, your BS is your ballistic skill when you're trying to roll under that amount. Where if you're shooting, you measure from you to your enemy. If they're within 16 inches, you see, here to here, you add 3 to it because they're at short range. So you'll be need to roll below a 15. But as you get farther, you minus 3 from this or minus 6 from this. So it gets a lot harder to hit. And so that's your gun. You could check out on each unit here if you want to check out their stats. They also come with combi rifles, and this is their special troop. They are not as good at shooting. Yeah, their ballistic skill is 11. There's a 12. But these Japanese are better at close combat. So they're not as good at shooting, but you want to move them into close combat, especially this guy. This guy's stupid good at close combat. Good Lord. Like the special troop for Pan, look at him. 15. 23 for this dude. This dude's crazy good at close combat. He comes with a multi-rifle, which is right here. And he has some special skills here. Martial arts, forward deployment. He could deploy farther in. His dodge is better. He has some special skills. This guy doesn't have any special skills. Okay. So the cards are fantastic. I wish they would release cards for the rest of the game. And then it comes with a lot of your cardboard here. It has some tokens you could pop out. Let me pop this open. All right, so I got it open. So it comes with your player mat, which you can just lay out for a small skirmish size game. Oh God, it's really wanting to fold back in on itself bad. So you could lay this out. Good detail on it. And then it comes with, pop out your tokens. These are your order tokens. So for every unit you have, it tells you they provide order tokens. So you're gonna have 2 Fusiliers, so that'd be 1 order token each. So that'll be 2, and then this dude has an order token. So for this game, each side would have 3 order tokens that you would spend to activate them. And you can spend them on the same guy if you want. So I could make one guy move, shoot, do whatever he's gonna do. It goes back to the other player, they activate. My next order token, I make the same guy move, shoot, do whatever you want to do. It goes back to the other player. My third order token, I make the same guy activate again. You can activate however you want. This also comes with terrain to build. It comes with measuring sticks too, as you can see here. And these are different terrain pieces you'll build and put together. You can use Elmer's glue when you build them to easier have them, more permanently stuck together. So I will be building these and show you the terrain setup, because you can see what they build here. They build this you can get on, they build that for blocking, because terrain is extremely important in this game. If you're out in the open, if you're not in cover, you're screwed. Terrain is extremely important in this game. So, yet again, this is the quick start rules. It explains your ballistic skills, your physique, your armor, explains you measuring units in between each other, your line of fire and having line of sight and using cover. Different roles you have, your trooper activation. This is what I mentioned, for every single order, you can do a basic short skill and then followed by another basic short skill, or a basic short skill followed by a short skill. There are long skills you can do as well, but I don't think they're in this quick start rules. This is just a basic how to play. And then every time you go, the enemy, if they can see you moving, you get down literally to table eye level of your models and see, then they can have an activation where they can just shoot at you or try to dodge. And so this shows you the order sequence you go through. And then here's the common skills, basic short skill, just movement, just moving that many inches. Your ballistic skill, shooting, I kind of went over that briefly. What weapon you have, your burst you're shooting with, range affects it, etc. Cover affects it if someone's in cover. Here's where it talks about cover. You can do, when someone's shooting at you, you can do an ARO to either shoot back or dodge out of the way and be harder to hit. So it then gives you some good guides and breakdowns of a whole phase, going through an entire phase and how it works and shooting at each other. It looks very complicated, to be honest, and this game can be pretty complicated when you get more into it, when you get more units. At this level, this is a fantastic box to start with, because it's not that complicated, and I'll show you that. Put together these bad boys, and I'll show you some how to put them together and clean them up some. Let me put together this terrain, and then we'll look at all that when it's done. So here's really a lot of the tools you're going to want. I recommend this super glue gel. Super glue gel is great, as it doesn't spread too quickly, and it's not too liquidy, and it's really, really well done. X-Acto knife, clippers, and something if you gotta sand it down a little bit to make it smooth, more smooth. So here's your miniature. Great little miniature they have here. So you're gonna want to clean up some of the pieces. All right, so here we go, starting to clip away, as you can see here. Kind of like I said, it's got a lot of flash to it, a lot of extra metal. So you're just clipping all that off. You're cleaning it up, getting all the extra metal off. Sometimes you got to really watch out. It can be tricky. Is it extra metal? Is it actually a piece of the gun? Is it a piece of the arm that needs to clip in another piece of the arm? Whatever. You just got to really watch that out. And I'm doing a dry fitting is what you call it, really making sure it fits well before I actually put the glue down, because once you start gluing that sucker together, you're done. Here I am filing some of it down, just cleaning it up. And you want to file some parts, you're going to add the glue to it. That's what I'm doing right there. So the glue really has something to connect to. Now the base here, you could either cut in the bottom of the base. As you can see, they have the little slits right there. Where you could either cut in the bottom and put that slit that's on the bottom of the miniature and fit it in there if you want to, or just snip off that bottom of the miniature and just glue with the feet. I do that. Sometimes it's a mess trying to cut that into the base, I think. So I just glue with the feet down and really have no problem with the Gorilla Glue. And I'm going to do that. And sometimes you got to watch out because watch this. Boom. That sucker went flying. Sanding down the feet, making sure they're smooth so it'll be on there and balance on there easily. And just start fitting everything together, really. To making sure it works before you put that Gorilla Glue down, because once that sucker goes on, it's staying on. Now, yeah, you're going to get some glue on your fingers. You're going to get your fingers stuck to some metal. It's all part of the plan. You're going to lose some fingerprints. You will be able to commit crimes after this. I'm not saying to do so. I'm not recommending you commit crimes, just saying you may be able to. And now, gluing him to the base, and this sucker's going to be done. Boom, boom. Right there on the base. Now the base has a slit down the middle of it. On one side, that's going to be the front of the miniature. The way it's facing is very important in the game. So you want to face that way, and there you go. All right, so I now pretty easily put together all the terrain pieces. I didn't use Elmer's glue. You can, but you don't have to. You just follow the instructions, and they just slip right in each other really well. They're just cardboard pieces, whoop, and they just fit right in each other. Just slide in like that. And great little terrain pieces. This was a piece that folded over and they just clasp on in. And this game is very terrain heavy driven. These have great like video boards that are pretty cool. There's that one. Here's this one. The game's very heavy terrain driven because if you're not in cover, you're gonna get got. Cover is very important. Moving your miniatures around cover is very important. So these are all the terrain pieces that come with the board. It comes with two of these big pieces that have some really good detail on them going on around. One of this piece here. You can flip it that way too if you wanted to. Two of these with the video boards I showed you. Two of these just small little barriers. And there you go. That's all the terrain that comes with it. And let's check out the miniatures now that I've put those together. All right, so let's check out the miniatures now. Now the miniatures had quite a bit of flash on them, quite a bit of excess metal that you end up throwing away that you have to clip off. But this one came in, his arms were separate, his backpack separate, and the little headpiece was separate. You could see up here, you could see the line where I connected that back headpiece to the front. You could see that line there, that gap. And there's a gap in the backpack. So there are some gaps there. It's not perfect, but it is a beautiful miniature. And once you spray this with a base spray and of course get it painted up, it's going to look amazing. So that's that guy with Paint Oceana. He's called an Orc Troop. And here's one of the Fusiliers with Paint Oceana. It's one of the Fusiliers. This only came with, it was also three pieces. It was both arms and the backpack. Now, I get worried about miniatures sometimes where there's the arms, you have to connect one arm to the gun, which is connected to another arm, and you have to connect this wrist here. And sometimes with miniatures, they don't match up that great. This one did. This one was matched up perfectly. No issues there. Good looking face on a metal miniature. No issue there. Nice metal miniature. Some metal miniatures don't have, some just don't have great detail on the faces. These do. I mean, check that one out. It's a great miniature. This one had two separate arm pieces. Oh, and the leg, yes. This leg piece was separate right here. You can see where it connects right there. See that line right below the pistol. Those are the Fusiliers. Here's these two for the Japanese, the Keisatsu, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, for the JSA. Fantastic face on that as well. Spin it around. This was, her arm pieces were separate. Easy miniature to put together. Just a lot of flash you got to clean off. And here's this other one here. Look at that wonderful face. Wonderful face. I feel weird saying that. What a wonderful, beautiful face. Just gorgeous, really. And the Shakami. The bad ace melee dude. This is his miniature. Now he came, his back, his jacket and everything was separate from his torso. So he had to glue those two pieces together. So they fit all right. The sword was extremely bent and warped. He just bent it back. It was metal. Just bent it back by hand. Be careful with it. This was very bent and warped. Just bent that back. Glued that arm on and glued the head on right up there, which is, the head's going to be kind of hard to paint because it's really low in there. You can see it's going to be tough, but a great looking miniature. So we have here a quick setup of the game from the Essentials box. We have all our terrain laid out. We have our units, Pan-Oceania, 2 here, 1 over there. We have our JSA. There's 1 right here, and you can't really see them. There's 2 behind there. We got their cards, Pan-Oceania cards here. There are 3 order tokens for all 3 units and their dice. And your JSA cards, there are 3 order tokens and their dice. And you got your weapons card. Now, what the quick start guide shows you is really how to do movement and how to shoot. That's really all it shows you. And one of the most important aspects of Infinity, the ARO, the activation, automatic reaction order. It's a mouthful, but it's basically when someone does something, you can react back to them on your turn. And I want to show you that. Now, the quick start rules do not have any melee rules in it whatsoever, which is a bit odd to me. It doesn't explain melee at all, especially when they have some melee high units over here. So, but yet again, you can just download for free the full rules on the website. So let's get down, let's show some activation. I'll show you one real quick. I'm not going to show you a full game, and show you how AROs work. So right now, let's say I want to activate this dude right here, this Fusilier. I'm going to spend one of my 3 actions on him. I'm getting rid of it. If you remember, when you do that, he can do skills like 2 short skills, 2 basic short skills, or basic short skill and a short skill. You could do 2 different ones. So let's say he's gonna move right now, and his movement here, his first movement is 4 inches. So he wants to move and just kind of pop out around that corner, to be completely honest. He doesn't want to move the full 4 inches because he won't really have cover. So he don't want to be out in the open. He's going to pop out right here. Well, when he does, you get down at eye level, and this dude right here has line of sight straight past this barricade. I'm moving everything, whatever. It's not a tournament play right now. He has straight line of sight to him. So he is going to declare an ARO. It doesn't cost him an action to do it. It's not his turn. He can declare a free ARO, and it is going to be to shoot at him. So as his second action, he could say, oh, I'm going to move again, I'm going to dodge, maybe make it harder to hit, or I'm going to shoot. And he's going to do as his second action to shoot back. So now they're having a shoot-off. They're going to be firing at each other, and it's a direct roll-off with each other. So the Fusiliers have combi rifles. These guys also have combi rifles. You check the weapons here. A combi rifle has a burst of 3. So for an attack, he's going to roll 3 dice. Whenever you do an ARO, which is this guy, he only rolls 1 dice. It's reduced to 1. So he's only rolling 1 at him. He's quick reaction. And he's setting up the Pan-O rolling 3 dice. So now we got to check range. Let's see how far we are. We'll just use the handy dandy little tape things, rulers that came with it. It's not going to be exact here. That's 8. It's about 15 inches, I guess. That's what it looks like. So we're going to look at the range. So that's actually within 16 inches. So it's +3 to the Fusilier's BS value. BS is ballistic skills 12, +3 is 15. And what that means, I'm rolling 3 dice and I need 15 or under to hit. That's what that means. This guy's rolling 1 dice. It's the same range, same weapon. He's also going to need 15 or under to hit on 1 dice. But they're in cover. They have partial cover, partially blocking them. That minuses 3 to the ballistic skill. Oh, and I'm sorry. His ballistic skill, I forgot, is slightly worse. It's 1 less. So he would be 14, but they're in cover, -3. So it goes back to their normal. So he's at 11, and the Fusiliers are at 12. So let's roll these dice real quick. So the Fusilier rolls his 3. He got a 9. That one's a potential hit. He's got 11 and a 12. All of them potential hit. And the JSA, he got a 7. So you compare these dice now. And so, for instance, the Pan-Oceania's dice are all higher than this one. So this one completely whiffs. All 3 of these go through and hit that JSA. It's a really good roll. If this one, for instance, was a 10, then it would knock that one out. But these 2 would knock that one out. So that's how that one goes. But all 3 go through, bam, bam, bam. You're now doing a save roll. Now, he is in cover, and he has a vitality of 1 here. So that's his life, basically, is 1. And we're going to look at the combi rifle, and it has a weapon strength. It's called a PS right here of 7. Okay, so that's 7. He's in cover. You add 3 to it. That's 10. So you're going to be rolling this dice, and you're wanting a 10 or lower for that. Oh, but he hit him 3 times. I forgot. You're going to have to do it 3 times. Oof. Fail, fail, fail. So they all failed. If you take one, you go unconscious because he has vitality of 1. You would go unconscious, just lay there. Someone could heal you. If you take any more, you're dead. So he's dead, out of the game. And when he dies, not only does it suck because he's out of the game, you got your 3 order tokens, right? Guess what? You lost that order token. You're down to 2. Now, Pan-Oceania would go again. They got 2 more orders. They could order him again. They could order him to move all the way up here. They could, and the enemy can't see him now. Both of theirs are behind that cover over there. And Pan-Oceania would go again. They can order someone else to go, or they could order him to move again if they wanted to and get all the way up there close to melee, which would be a disaster for that fella. But that's how the basics of shooting, movement, orders, and AROs go. So I hope you got an understanding of the game. I hope you got an understanding of what comes in the box. And yet again, I'm giving this away on October 15th, 2025. Comment, like, hit that subscribe button. What do they say? Hit the bell? Yeah, do all of those things to help the diminutive soldier out. And I got a lot more coming, a lot more giveaways. I really appreciate y'all watching. Thanks.